Hi everyone, Kelly Mahler, Occupational Therapist, and I wanted to talk about 5 reasons why we need the Interoception Curriculum in the schools right now. So reason number 1 is all about the amazing push for social emotional learning in our schools. This is happening across many different countries around the world, and this whole emphasis on building social emotional learning is, to me, it's really important. And where many of our existing social emotional learning curricula or programs where they fall short is incorporating the interoception science. And we know that interoception is the neurobiological foundation for many of the skills that are often targeted in these SEL or social emotional learning program. So for example, many of these programs target helping students to identify their emotions, to regulate their emotions, to identify the feelings or emotions of other people. All of those skills require interoception. Interoception is the underlying foundation to successfully achieve those skills. And so we need to lay that foundation, the interoception foundation, in order for those SEL programs to be effective. And so the interoception curriculum is that step 1 foundation social emotional learning program. Reason number 2 is all about the interoception curriculum and how it empowers self-regulation. And it does so in a way that is in line with current neuroscience understanding. We know that our body sensations, or those interoceptive sensations, are vital to helping us understand how we feel and what our body needs for comfort, for safety, for regulation in the moment. And so if we want to empower our students with self-regulation, we need to start with interoception. And I see so many IEP goals that have really great intentions, like the student will independently seek out a break, or the student will use a help card. Like, those skills are wonderful, but they also require an underlying interoceptive piece. You need to be able to identify in your body that something's off, and like, oh, right now is probably a good time for me to request a break. Or you have to be able to identify in your body, like, oh, I'm struggling right now, I might need help, I'll use my help card. So those interoceptive sensations are what provide clues to needing the break, needing the help card, and so forth. So we need to start with interoception, and the interoception curriculum helps us do just that. Reason number 3 that we need the interoception in the schools right now is because it provides a framework of compassion. It provides a framework of curiosity, and it provides a framework to nurture our students' success both in the classroom and outside of the classroom, like when they graduate, when they leave us, when they become adults. And to me, like, I got into education because I love working with children. I wanted to be in a field where I could inspire curiosity and learning about the world, about themselves. And that is what the interoception curriculum is all about. It really provides a framework for us to be more curious about our students' inner experience, to help validate their unique experience in the world. And that really is providing such a nice shift away from these compliance-based models that many of our educational institutions are based on right now, where we have this hierarchy of power, and it's all about controlling the students, modifying their behaviors. And this shift towards interoception, to me, is really exciting because it's honoring each student and who they are individually, and really trying to get at the heart of why they might be struggling to participate in the classroom. And so that's what the interoception curriculum is all about. It's about compassion, it's about curiosity, it's about honoring that student's unique inner experience and helping them to discover that. The fourth reason we need the interoception curriculum in the schools right now is all about mental health. Did you know that interoception extremes, regardless of the extreme, whether it's too big or too small, these interoception extremes are connected to almost every single mental health diagnosis that exists? Okay, that is a profound finding. Interoception extremes connected to almost every single mental health diagnosis that exists. So we know there's a very tight connection between interoception and mental health. And especially as we're living in a pandemic right now, and mental health is definitely a challenge for all of us as educators, as students, as caregivers at home. The interoception piece is something we really need to be looking at and focusing on, and the interoception curriculum provides an already made framework for implementing this important support in the school setting. And the number 5 reason why we need to be using the interoception curriculum in the schools is because it is important. And that might seem very generic, but let me explain. As a school-based OT, sometimes my workload can get very overwhelming. So many demands, so many requests, so many student consults, et cetera, and this has forced me from a very early on point in my career to consider priorities and like, what are the priorities that my students need in order to be successful in the here and now in the school setting, but also as adults, and really thinking critically about what are the most important skills to nurture in our students to be able to achieve that lifelong flourishing. And OTs were asked to do a lot of things, including handwriting, all the way to self-regulation, and what is going to empower that success in our students, thinking really critically about that prioritization so that we can focus our efforts where it most counts. And we know that interoception has a vast influence in all of our lives. It's incredibly important. And considering that perhaps it might have more of an impact to focus our supports in the area of interoception, mental health, self-regulation, social emotional learning, versus some of the other places that sometimes we can get accidentally stuck in, like handwriting. I know a lot of people that have very rich lives that have very poor handwriting, but I don't know many people that have very rich lives that struggle interoceptively. So really thinking about prioritizing and making sure that interoception's at top of that importance list. Until next time.